Ja Morant's game is so complete, it's incredible that he's only in his rookie year. After leading a team that surpassed everyone's expectations by getting to the 8th seed in the brutal Western Conference, a lot of people think that he'll win Rookie of the Year, mostly due to default, because Zion Williamson didn't play enough games to really qualify. That argument aside, I really don't think the average NBA fan has any clue just how good this kid is. In this video, we're going to be looking at 12 plays that show just how advanced Ja Morant's game is at such a young age. To start things off, his handle is already in an elite class, and this play against the Lakers and their lengthy defense shows it. It starts with a pick and roll with Jonas Valanciunas, and Avery Bradley goes over the screen. Now, notice how far LeBron helps off of his man to disrupt the dribble. This signals just how much of a problem Morant is to the Lakers. So, Ja snakes his dribble, and with 3 defenders blanketing him, he keeps his dribble alive somehow, and then recovers by waltzing into a tough floater that he makes look easy. Here, Ja Morant has Trae on a switch, and the elephant in the room is that Jaren Jackson Jr. has the smaller DeJounte Murray on him. The Spurs are obviously trying to deny any post-action for Jaren, as you can see Murray fronts him, and LaMarcus Aldridge leaves his man to get Murray out of his mismatch. This is a risky play, as you can see Valanciunas pointing upward, signaling for a lob. But Ja knows that if he throws the lob, Bryn Forbes will do his best to disrupt the pass. So he fakes the lob and then in midair passes it to Forbes' man for a wide open 3. Watch it again and focus on Morant as he points to his big men, signaling his focus on them, but the whole time he had another option in mind. After watching a lot of film on Ja Morant, one of the things I eventually picked up on is that opposing defenses love to deny him the ball because he's such an elite ball handler and playmaker. For a player to be successful in situations like this where they're being denied, they need to have counters, and one of the most fundamental counters is the backdoor cut. On this play, Ja sees DeJounte Murray overplay his handoff action, so his counter to this is to backdoor cut his man. After receiving a perfect pass, the defense is forced to help from the corner. The easy read here is to pass to that corner shooter. But Ja knows that the defense will rotate from the top to deny the 3, so he fakes the pass to the corner and instead passes it to the man on the wing. At the moment the ball leaves his fingers, the shooter's man is literally running away from him, and Bryn Forbes has no chance to contest the shot. Here's another play where Ja is being denied the ball, this time by Rondo. Since Dillon Brooks can't pass Ja the ball, he counters with a press release and passes to Kyle Anderson instead. This allows Ja to change his direction and get the ball. Once he has it, he gets trapped by LeBron and Rondo, and he makes an incredibly tough but effective pass to Kyle Anderson for an easy floater. One action the Grizzlies love to run is an Iverson cut, which is when a guard sprints from the elbow extended area of one side of the floor to the other. On this play, Austin Rivers goes below both screens and initially recovers to Morant, but it flows into a pick and roll, and Morant rejects the screen driving baseline. Since he's not able to get a layup out of this, he continues dribbling underneath the basket, which is called a Nash dribble since Steve Nash made a living out of doing this. As McLemore loses focus of his man, Ja finds the cutter for an easy bucket. This one is pretty similar to the last play because it involves Ja making a decision while underneath the basket. It starts with a pick and pop going towards the baseline, and even though the Rockets switched that initial action, Harden is still somehow too slow-footed as Morant blows by him. This forces Capela to help protect the rim, and PJ Tucker has to rotate to Capela's man. Morant uses his hang time to make a great decision, which is passing to Grayson Allen for the hockey assist. Ja's ability to make decisions in the air is a part of the reason his ceiling is so high. When the Grizzlies tore up the Lakers, it was because Ja's playmaking was eating their defense alive. Here they run a double ball screen for Morant, and Valanciunas dives to the rim, making JaVale McGee decide whether to commit to the ball handler or the big. Morant explodes to the rim for a layup, but once he reads that JaVale has committed to playing him, he makes the dump-off pass at the last second for Valanciunas to get an easy bucket. A nice element of Ja Morant's pick-and-roll game is his ability to go either way with the ball. And when Trae Young ices his ball screen to deny him the middle of the floor, Valanciunas simply flips the angle of the screen and Ja attacks the big man going downhill. After receiving his pick, he immediately gets back to his left hand to get to the middle of the floor, which is what Trae Young was denying in the first place. At this point, Kevin Huerter has completely abandoned his man to help on Ja's penetration, and DeAnthony Melton is wide open in the corner. Ja not only finds his wide open teammate, but he delivers his pass in midair, making it impossible for the defense to close out. This play is extremely subtle and unbelievable that a rookie made it. Ja runs pick and roll with Jaren Jackson Jr., and on his first dribble after the screen, he uses English to make it look like he was making an early pocket pass to Jaren, but when he picks up that dribble, he takes a couple more steps to get two defenders to commit to him before throwing a perfect behind-the-back pass to his big man. If he can do that in year one, you better watch out for this kid in the future. On this horn set, the first pick forces a switch onto DeRozan, and when Valanciunas comes to set another ball screen, DeRozan ices the screen, so Ja bursts forward and gets DeRozan on his back. He notices that Derrick White is tagging Valanciunas on the roll, leaving Jay Crowder wide open. Rather than take the time to gather the ball and throw a two-handed pass, he simply goes from his dribble right into a left-handed pass that's right on the money. On this play, Morant runs pick and pop with Valanciunas, and DeJounte Murray ices the screen to deny him the middle of the floor. This leaves a driving lane for Morant, forcing the big man to contain penetration. This leaves Valanciunas wide open at the three-point line, so Murray attempts to get his hands in the passing lane to pick off a pass. But one problem: Morant made an around-the-back pass, making it impossible for Murray to play the passing lane. Even though this play has a bit of flair, it's extremely fundamental and smart by Morant. The Atlanta Hawks get embarrassed on this play, where Ja fakes not one but two defenders out of their shoes, literally running into one another, as he stops on a dime and spins into an easy floater with no contest. The entire defense is keyed in on him, and yet he's still making it look like it's a practice drill.